Howdy, it's Crafty Grinding back with my arena cutoff videos for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I'm going to cover a quick round 1 recap for the Hood and Electro arenas, and then quickly rolling into my round 2 predictions for those same arenas. So let's go ahead and quickly take a look at the round 1 results. We can see here for the 4-star feature Electro arena, the top 800 tier cutoff came right at 7.04 million, with the top 10% tier cutoff at 4.1 million. The 11 to 30% tier cutoff was either 1.6 or 1.7, somewhere in that range cutoff. But then moving over to the 4-star basic, the top 10%, so to get Hood, you had to get to 4.1 million. That was the cutoff for the Hood, with 11 to 25% tier coming in at 1.6 million. We look at the 3-star Electro feature arena. We saw his top 10% results coming in, the cutoff coming in at 675, with 11 to 25% tier coming in at 432,000. So how did I do from round 1 predictions? When it came to the Electro 4-star and 3-star arenas, they came in pretty much where we thought they would. They weren't at 100% exact, but they were definitely within that 10%, even within that really 5%. I almost got them exactly right when you look at the 4-star and 3-star arenas. But when you look at the Hood, that was not so good. So yeah, with the 4-star feature, that was definitely a good hit. But with the 4-star basic, we're definitely seeing a flux here. If there's any arenas getting impacted after the account purge, it's this 4-star arena, 4-star basic arena. We've seen with the Cable, X23, and now with the Hood. Especially with the Hood, there was some interest. In the past, when there was high interest from the community, you would see numbers getting close to 6 million. In the case of Hyperion and Gwenpool, they went over 6 million. We haven't gotten anywhere close with the last couple champs, and including with the Hood here, I thought he'd be at least getting us back in the 5 million, but that's not even the case. We still were in the low 4 millions, so maybe, and quite honestly, this is good news for everybody, right? Hopefully we can maintain this momentum and keep these results low, or lower, I should say. 4 million, still a lot of grinding, but it's nowhere close to 6 million, so hopefully this trend continues, but definitely now, this is 3 times in a row. Now, Cable and X23, you know, I was torn to even qualify them as a high interest, high sentiment type of champ anyway. So, but the Hood definitely we should have seen higher. So I think there's a growing trend here of lower cutoffs for the 4-star basic arena. And like I just said a few minutes ago, that's great news for everybody. But from a prediction standpoint, these predictions, yeah, you got the Hood if you went to 5.9, but you put in way too much extra grinding time. And like I said a few minutes ago, the 3-star arena, we hit that one as well, like the 4-star arena. So what does this all mean for the second round? So when we look for the 4-star feature arenas, when we have an old champion, there's pretty much a standard lift in terms of the second round results. It's basically roughly somewhere around 15% increase from round 1 to round 2 results. We've seen it like 11 times in a row now. When you take out the exceptional Star-Lord, well, even with the Star-Lord and the Punisher, even though those were the higher results, we still saw a significant increase with those guys. So if you go back quite a bit, you can see just a steady increase from round 1 to round 2. And so when you see a trend like this, there's no reason to think that you're going to come off of that. So we can, keep that in mind for round 2 cutoff predictions. And when it comes to the top 10%, you can see it's kind of choppy up and down with a steady kind of increase, but not as big as 15% from round 1 to round 2. And then the 11 to 30% tiers kind of like has had that steady increase to where, first round you're 1.6 to 1.7, with the second round either between 1.7 and 1.8 million. When we look at the 4-star basic, in the past, before the account purge, you saw the 4-star high interest champs have a high first round cutoff and then a low second round cutoff. They would have a decrease of 15%, where the 4-star feature we'd see a 15% increase on average. For the 4-star basic high interest champ, we typically see a 15% decline between round 1 to round 2. Now, the interesting thing for after, I mentioned before, Cable, X23, and and even in the case when you look at Captain America World War II, there was 2 increases with Cable and Captain America World War II, and with X-23 we saw that 15% decrease. So if there's, out of those champions, if any of them are close to a high, it was X-23, and we saw that decrease. So I think even after the account ban, we've seen a decrease in round 2, and I think that's a trend that'll probably hold here for this arena as well. And then when you look at the 11 to 25% tier, you can see that we've just kind of had a steady increase from 1.5, low 1.5 million to a high 1.5 million for the 11 to 25% tier, and I think we're going to see that again now. As when it comes to the 3-star feature, when we have an old champ, basically it's just a slight increase from round 1 to round 2. Nothing in the 10%, 15% range. We're talking like somewhere in the 5% increase range, and I think we'll see that here. You do see for the 11 to 25% tier, there was some big spikes a couple of champs ago, a couple arenas ago, but that's kind of normalized now with the last couple. So I expect to see that normalization with this round. So with that being the case, here are my round 2 predictions. I think we'll see that, that 15% roughly increase from round 1 to round 2 for Electro in the 4-star feature, where we'll see the cutoff come right in at 8.1 million, and then we'll see the top 10% tier cutoff come in right around 4.3 million, with 11 to 30% tier coming in around 1.8 to 1.9 million. Now, when we're talking about the 4-star basic, like I said, what we typically see for a high interest champ, round 2 go down, and even after the account ban, even with X-23 most recently, we saw a decrease between round 1 and round 2. So taking that into account, looking at those trends, purely going by the trend analysis, the predictions would say come in at 3.7 million for the round 2 cutoff. Now for the 11 to 25%, we see that coming in at 1.65 million. And then for the 3-star feature, I see the top 10%, that standard slight increase from round 1 to round 2, go to 700,000. And for the 11 to 25%, seeing that come in right around 500,000. So what in terms of grind target? And again, predictions, these are where I think the cutoffs will be. So when you're grinding, you always want to go a little bit above those, just in case we have some outliers or some exceptions. So if you want to make sure you get Electro, go to 8.5 million. If you want to make sure you get that top 10%, go to 4.6 million. I think for the 11% to 30% tier, if you go to 1.9 million, you'll be fine. And then for the 4-star basic arena, if you go to 4.5 million, I'm actually going higher because there's still some uncertainty with the 4-star basic arena now after the account ban, as that seems to be the arena that's been most impacted. Just again, looking at recent trends, they've all been kind of all over the place and not really matched up. So now that would kind of say, even though the trend has typically been in the past from round 1 for a decrease in round 2, just in case, if you really want to make sure you want to get hood, you probably want to go a little bit higher than round 1 cutoff and go to 4.5 million. And for the 11 to 25%, that number coming in at 1.75 million. And then if you want to make sure you get Electro in the veterans 3-star feature arena, you want to go to 710,000, and the 11 to 25% tier go to 550,000. These are my thoughts on round 2 as we get into the arenas for Electro in the hood. Would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks a lot to the community who's been sharing a lot of feedback, especially during this time when it comes for the 4-star basic arena. There's been a lot of variability, and I know when you're looking at time trend analysis, it's never an exact science. So really appreciate all the feedback and input, as it looks like we are having somewhat of a shift now with the last couple arenas for the 4-star basic. So keep that feedback coming. Would love to hear about it in the comment section. Any questions, throw them in the comment section. And of course, if you like this video, we really appreciate a like. And if you like this video and others that I have in the channel, would really appreciate a subscribe. Other than that, thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.